Hello and welcome back to my channel. Have you or your children ever had a construction set like Legos that you were missing a piece and rendered the whole set unusable? It happened to me many times during my childhood, and now it happened to me again with a Lego train set that one of my kids have. But luckily this time I am well prepared. Watch this footage closely. Do you notice something? One of these tracks is not like the others, because it's the one I 3D printed and it fits perfectly with the others. So I had this wonderful Lego train set that I really like, but we lost one of the curved tracks and couldn't complete the track anymore, and if that's not the perfect occasion to fix it with a 3D printed part, I don't know what is. My biggest concern was getting the right curvature, so measuring the radius of this circle. But there is a really good way to measure that. I put all the tracks that I do have together and make sure everything is aligned really well. Then I just measure the distance between these two parallel tracks. Then since there are 6 tracks in half of circle, that means this angle must be 180 degrees divided by 6, so 30 degrees. Now that I got the hard part out of the way, I start measuring the dimensions on the track itself. I found that since I know the curvature, it's much easier to measure on a straight piece of track rather than the curved one and sweep them later according to the curvature, since the measurement should match anyway. I apologize for my horrible handwriting. This is not something I plan on keeping. I will throw this piece of paper away right after I'm done modeling it. Speaking of which, it's time to start doing just that. I start out by defining the center point of the tracks and making 2 sketches, one for each side of the track and one for the little traverses that are supposed to connect the 2 tracks. The next 2 minutes of the video is me modeling the tracks in CATIA. If you're not interested in this, you can skip forward, or if you're interested in a more detailed tutorial on how to do this, please check out one of my CAD tutorials. In any case, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. After I'm done with the sketches, I then mirror the track sketch and sweep them both along the 30 degrees arc that I created. For the cross beams, I just rotate the sketch in 3 different positions and create a simple extrusion for each one. The joining system is a bit more complicated, but I start out the same way with a sketch based on what I've measured earlier. Again, I need to make sure the 2 features are symmetrical to the track axis, but at the same time the slot needs to be oversized for the system to work. So I carefully link the 2 sketches together and make sure everything is nice and parameterized. Now I have created these features into separate bodies, and I need to make a copy with link of these features and mirror them 2 times. Once to the track axis systems and once to the YZ plane, and rotate the features by 30 degrees around the Z axis. And then simply I can just use Boolean operations to add and remove them from the track. After I'm done with this, I make sure I smooth out all the edges by applying fillets. It's always good to have round corners to release some tension rather than sharp edges. The final touch is the ribbed surface, which I design as a simple cylinder and then I patterned around the arc. After I'm happy with the design, I export it to Cura, rotate it in the desired position and press slice to generate my G-code. And I can start printing. Printing process takes about 3.5 hours. And apart from sticking a little too well to the bed and having a really hard time removing it, it turns out with no issues. Well, mostly no issues. I did have to clean out a little bit of oozing that my printer did for reasons I don't really understand at the moment. The only thing to change is the color. That's better, because everybody knows train tracks are sparkly gray. Now what's left to do is to test it. I place it in the empty spot and it fits perfectly with the rest. Now just imagine the expansion possibilities. In the future I'll try to do an actual Lego brick. So that's been it for today. Please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.